What's up, folks? It's almost that time. Welcome to another episode of Code Talk. A little early. Wanted to make sure we had good connectivity. Wanted to make sure we had good connectivity. Had some internet issues last week, so I wasn't able to proceed with last week's show. And wanted to do something that was a little different this week. So now we are getting ready to move forward with tonight's episode. And have a chat. We're gonna do something a little bit different tonight because we can wrap all of the issues we want to discuss around, the discussion about Killer Mike's album. Right. I'm just gonna talk in the background for right now because the album was dope. If you haven't gotten it yet, download it so you can, be part of the conversation. Check it out. It's worth the listen. I don't have that many different artists that I enjoy listening to good music from, and this is like one of my personal choices. I thought it was good enough to have a discussion about because it's been a long time since we had some music that created a conversation. Maybe it's too much music, out. Me and my cousin Drew, we talk about this all the time, man. It's just so much new content on multiple levels that you just can't keep up with it. Whether it be music, TV shows, I already mentioned music, but just even YouTube personalities, other content creators that specialize in, putting together good stuff for their fan bases or supporters or whatever you want to call it. It's just creators everywhere. But one of the greatest, creations that someone can embark on is spoken word, music, songwriting, writing in general, writing books. And we're gonna highlight that. And we're gonna also talk about other current events. It's a lot of wild stuff going on right now. And some of the wild stuff that's going on, it involves things that we can't even understand, can't process. Some of the things we can't process is that submarine situation. That's one of the current events. What else has happened with that? I mean, that's one of the topics. Thoughts and prayers to Screwed Up Click with the recent passing of Big Pokey. You know what I'm saying? Social media gives you too much access sometimes, and sometimes not enough for the right reasons. But that was a tragedy to watch play out. A lot of people saw that. Shout out to the Wolf Pack over on the Uncle Junior Network with tonight's episode of Elevated Dialogue, and had a nice recap. You guys get a chance, go subscribe to the Uncle Junior Network, catch the recap and re-airing of that particular podcast episode from tonight. Let's see here. I appreciate y'all patience with this because it's every time you do a show, it's a little bit different. You got some other variable that you can't account for. Sometimes it's the internet. Sometimes it's tech issues outside of the internet. But nonetheless, we got things we're trying to accomplish, and it ain't gonna hold us up. So there he is, right there. What's up, bro? Hey man, you muted. You muted.
What's going on, bro?
What's up, man?
What's good, man? Excuse me as I pour up my ginger ale. What's going
I,
on, baby?
I see you, man. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, the only time ginger ale is applicable when you get ready for a flight.
Yeah, I stay on the flight now.
Yeah, you stay on the flight.
Stay on the flight.
Yeah, I see you got your Buster going on today. You know what I'm saying? From yeah.
About to show them what it is right now. About to show them what it is right now.
Man, yeah. So I decided to turn it on early, let people come on in and get situated. You know what I'm saying? That way, if we got any issues, we got time to adjust. You already know, like we already discussed what the topic's gonna be, but I want to make the album kind of like a centerpiece of the discussion, like you know what I'm saying? Because I want to mix in like the current events. I don't want it to be, you know what I'm saying, all mixed in or just super focused because we've been really hyper focused on a lot of topics and stuff, man. I just want to have some fun, man. I just want to run my mouth a little bit, you know,
for sure.
And because we can, man, look the way that we talk about every other thing, all the other discussion points that we got are mixed into it. You know what I'm saying? So it'll just work its way out. But we're gonna try something new tonight, man. But like,
yeah, man,
bruh, what did you notice from last week? What did you?
Now before we start, the fuck is that set? Where's that submarine?
Where's the submarine?
Where is that submarine at?
Hey, bro, like,
yo, how do you go?
It's too soon for so much discussion on that. Like, we shouldn't even be laughing.
No, because it's not funny.
It's not funny.
It's not funny. It's not funny at all.
It's not funny at all.
But how do you go? Who organized this trip?
It's so many questions. Like this trip. You know what, man? I'm gonna put it in comparison, right? You remember a couple of months ago? You remember a couple of months ago when them people decided to leave the United States and drive to Mexico?
Yeah.
In a Dodge Caravan
for a little plastic surgery?
For a BBL. You know what I'm saying? No. Like no. How do we even get to that point? You know what I'm saying? Like this is the same thing, but it's unseasoned.
Unseasoned. Because who goes to look for a ship that could nobody find? Why are you looking for that?
So the shipwreck is 900 miles off the coast of Cape, whatever the Cape is up there. I think it's Cape Cod in Massachusetts. And it's obviously in the North Atlantic or semi North Atlantic. It's in the Atlantic. It's 12,500 feet below the surface. It says 2 miles down.
Why do you want that?
Most people don't even walk 2 miles in a week. You want to get in a bath toy? Oh man, we have lost connection. That was Ava. Ava is the star, a co-contributor to the Code Talk podcast. This is how real it is. Men taking care of their kids and still doing the things they love and still doing the things they got to do, trying to connect wherever they can connect. I'm going to pause for a second and come and wait for my man to come back on so we can have this conversation because His input is valuable. So you guys stay tuned. Hang on a second. Boom. I'm here. I'm just doing some tech stuff real quick. Hang on. All right. Just trying to buy a little time, you know what I'm saying, in the background, messing around with some of these other features. Everybody, you hear me okay?
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. Like 900 miles off the coast of Cape Cod.
No.
You know how far 900 miles is driving?
Right.
And can't nobody just pull up on you. Nobody can just say, yo, I think I saw him.
What? No. Like, didn't the coordinates have something to do with why I know the Titanic hit like a glacier or whatever, but they was something in some uncharted territory when they fell off. Man, why are you going to look for that?
12,500 feet beneath the surface, and it took them 73 years to find the Titanic.
Take to find that submarine.
It's over with. Whatever it is. Like,
guessing we're not gonna find them by tomorrow morning. Like, how y'all already know how much oxygen they got? That's the first report I saw. Oh, they only got 50 hours left. And yeah. I'm like, dang, 50 hours is a long time, but not when you're breathing. It ain't. That is not a long time.
I could not simulate the panic that's going on in there. It
might be some extra hours of oxygen because some people might have just passed away already.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you might be up to 60 hours now. I don't know. A couple people might have gave their hours up.
Man, look, you know how dark it's gotta be.
Where you at? It ain't no flagpole. Ain't no the compass don't work no more.
And it don't matter.
It don't.
None of that stuff.
And see, me, I'm petty. So if I'm sitting in that submarine, they can't find us. I'm like, hey, I paid for this.
Paid $225,000
to go away.
Yo,
see, that's what started when they started naming the people that was on there. Now I'm starting to think the job is that submarine with that plane.
Talking about the Air Malaysia. Yeah. Like they're it's just too specific. And the thing is, it's like, how you got that much money? You know what, Ava? That's probably what the noise they're making right now.
That's what they're doing. That's what they're doing right now.
Yeah. Hey, you're so patient, man. I see you trying too. You just turning up. Hey, it ain't time for bed.
She just got out the tub. We on the countdown. We got at least 2 hours.
Yeah, man. Like the whole scenario. Like, what was the conversation? Like, and I know there was one, but what I mean is, it's like all of it still comes back to what is the plan here, and how do you practice? Like you like, what's the buildup? Like, all of these questions don't even exist if the situation is successful. You know what I'm saying?
You can come back and say you saw some cool shit. That's what happened.
Yeah, like did you watch Will Smith's little documentary like the Earth where he travels, he goes to a bunch of different places. Well, he gets in a true like underwater certified submersible that's not controlled by, you know what I'm saying, a Logitech gamepad, you know, because that's the other thing too with this submersible. That's the recent one that's lost. They had a Logitech uh thick controller. You know, like when you buy a game system, they only have one controller,
Yeah.
and then your mama got to go buy the extra one for
Oh,
player
yeah.
two,
But
and
it ain't the same.
it's
It's all thick. You can't.
it's muscular. Your thumbs in the wrong spot,
You keep throwing the ball to the wrong receiver because the end is too wide. Like, I keep throwing picks.
bruh.
Nah.
And look, that's the controller. That's the controller that they used for the submersible. Like when I say, "Hey man, we fixing to get ready to go," right? And you say, "Bet," you know what I'm saying? Well, you know what I'm saying? How we getting there? And they do this. Ava, you gonna have to fight Ava tonight. That's what's going on.
Sit right here. Yeah, no, you can't
You
show me
can't.
something in your hand and say that's how we getting
Yeah,
somewhere.
this is steering wheel.
Yeah.
This,
So this had never been done before, to my understanding.
by all accounts, nothing. They didn't do this before in this particular vessel, and this collective of people. I don't know the extent of their work together in the past. I do know they share common interests because I want to make sure I don't know every single detail about, you know what I'm saying, like what was the planning and operation, because like
Right.
I don't like when people pretend they know every single thing about it. So all I
No,
can
I don't know.
discuss,
Yeah, no, I don't know anything about that submarine. I don't know any of those people.
I ain't never been underwater like that. I ain't got no nautical navigational experience of moving around in the ocean. So like far be it from me to pretend that I am qualified to critique that. But the situation itself is it's extremely unfortunate, man. You know what I'm saying?
It's crazy. Like I read that little that little article 3 times. Like, say that again.
Yeah.
Y'all did what? Because that's like somebody. Like, do we know if anybody on in the submarine is responsible for the submarine? Like somebody just walked in with a bright idea when they like, y'all, hey, I just made this. I know
The
this guy. He got this submarine.
no, the owner of the vessel and all of the research that went into it is underwater with it now too.
That would have been the only way you could have talked me into going, maybe. Like if the dude that's standing behind this you, bro, then you got to be going with us.
Yeah, but he ain't just put nobody in there and walk away. You know what I'm saying? He went down with the ship too.
Yeah, dang, because he believed in it. Like
He had
nobody
to.
thought they was coming back more than him.
Nobody did. He the one that bought the controller.
Trying to keep him calm right now.
You do you know how crazy, like, you know how much of a sale that had to be for him to be like, oh yeah, man, we just go get in there and I bought a controller. This thing is way too easy.
Yeah, it's
Even in the 80s, when you watch that movie The Abyss and they had an underwater station, you felt how deep the ocean was, even in that movie.
yeah,
You saw how much of a situation it could be if you under there panic, can't manage your breathing, even you got a breathing apparatus, like them scenes on there where you felt like you was drowning watching it.
right.
And The Abyss is a good movie. Going back thinking about it again, probably need to watch it again. But there's just some areas right where we just need to leave it alone. The Titanic been down there chilling, ain't bothering nobody.
You know, like the movie just wasn't enough, huh?
Mm-hmm. What's up, Ava?
No poop.
Yeah, like you can't. I don't need. I don't need to go see the Titanic. Out of all things to be concerned about, I'm cool. That's just not one of them, man. But you know, that's the stuff what's holding our attention right now. And the fact that it was a British billionaire on there. Guy name was Hamish. I can't think of his name right now, but it's just real interesting what a billionaire, what I'm saying, what billionaires opt to go do. He went to space with Jeff Bezos. You remember when Jeff Bezos went to
Yeah, I remember that.
they went to space for lunch and
Yep.
came back, you know what I'm saying? Like it was nothing.
And came back right quick. Yep.
Like when you start making decisions based off your ego because you want to accomplish certain things before you get out of here, you don't live the full life anyway.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
one of the guys that's on the sub, his son is at a Blink 182 concert and not concerned about
Yeah.
nothing.
No, that said stepson.
Stepson.
Gotta, so
Okay,
he might not give a damn like everybody else do.
He might not.
I've been waiting on you. I couldn't wait for you to get on that submarine. Because me and Mama about to cash out. He couldn't wait for him. He took him down there.
Oh man. And then one is
These tickets.
boy. So like the 19-year-old is on there with him
There's
too.
a 19-year-old on there?
There's a 19-year-old that's part of the 5-person crew that's on the sub. Yeah, let that marinate.
How did they get him on the thing? Is he on there with a parent?
He on there with a parent. He on there with somebody else. He related. The son is, I believe, is related to one of the. I think he was the guy I believe that was Indian descent, because he's 19 and his dad is on there. I think his last name was Dawood, if I'm not mistaken, or something like that. But again, I don't know every single detail, so I don't want to overstate or understate anything. But those are the things that I remember reading. I don't know how you convince somebody. I don't even want to play with it. You know what I'm saying? But they're just some things that just
I guess I ain't done enough stuff. Yeah, we're not doing that.
I'm not doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah.
Watch the movie.
What's up?
I want to watch the movie. I'm definitely not going to look for the real shit.
Yeah, especially when the movie is based on, well, the Titanic itself is based on some old lady's recollection of some dude she had had a fling with on the ship.
And that means whoever made that meme about what the people on the submarine gonna see when they wake up, like the Titanic people.
See, this is where we get into the conflicting stuff. This is where it get conflicting. See, because
Crazy.
I posted a.
You can't do that.
No,
you can't do.
Y'all gonna stop playing. Y'all gonna stop playing with Poseidon. That's all I've been saying.
No, man, you can't do that. Some stuff we just gotta let the earth have. See, we think we can conquer every part of this thing. Some of this stuff we don't. So we don't have a number as to how deep the ocean is. We don't have that number, right?
No, there's a couple of spots like we know about the Mariana Trench. We know that the Titanic is 12,500 feet, sitting on the ground somewhere where light don't even touch it. And I brought up that Will Smith documentary. That's what I'm about to talk about. Will Smith was in a submersible, a true submersible that's certified, And as you watch him descend, he had on a red shirt, and the place was so devoid of light that his shirt couldn't, like red didn't even register. Everything started turning blue. Yeah, think about that, right? Think about like You know how like you step outside, your color or your clothes be different in the daylight than it is like under fluorescent lights in the house.
Right.
Same concept in the ocean. So
It went so far down that his shirt changed colors.
yeah, and he couldn't even see the sunlight. Let's see. Hold up. Hey, look, I'm gonna let y'all act up in the comments. Let's see. The boy slid into a Fago can with a duck hunt gun and said, hey. Hey, shout out to my man Jeffy.
Hey, said a Fago can.
That boy said
it's terrible. Oh my god.
Oh man, look.
That is crazy.
You people are terrible.
And that's bad, dog. But so, hey, wait. So go back to the part where you were talking about Will, right? You said he got in a real submersible that was certified.
Yeah.
So this one wasn't certified.
They said it had 17 bolts on it, and somebody else had to put them in it.
No, what? 17 bolts. Hey man, I put together a trampoline last week that had more than 17 bolts.
Hey. Matter of fact, I'm gonna find a news thing real quick, just so you can see what they say about it, so we can get to the technical parts of it. That way, we ain't got to talk about it. We just look at the news on it. You know what I'm saying? And we'll go from there. Look, when I woke up and I said a submarine. What do you mean? That ain't what I think it is.
Oh, you know? It's all bad.
Yo,
it's all bad.
Okay, so like let's make sure we got the same information. You know what I'm saying? Because we already talked about what we heard.
Right.
So like now we're just gonna look at the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Hang on a second. So I'm going to back this up very quick. Hey, fair use for you.
Gotta say that, baby.
Yeah, for the YouTube Nazis, you know what I'm saying? Fair use. I'm gonna go ahead and hit this play button. We're gonna check this out.
Is leading a frantic search. Can they find the missing sub in time to prevent another tragic chapter in the story of the famous shipwreck? Welcome to Elizabeth Vargas Reports, earning your trust every night. It was supposed to be the undersea trip of a lifetime, but now a group that set out to see the Titanic up close is in danger of suffering the same fate as the passengers on the most famous shipwreck in the world. The U.S. Coast Guard is currently searching the Atlantic at this hour, looking for a tourist submarine near the wreckage of the Titanic, which sits 12,000 feet beneath the surface of the ocean. The Canadian military is also assisting. The company that owns and operates the sub is called OceanGate. It has done several dives to the Titanic wreck in the past few years, posting incredible undersea videos and garnering media attention. In a Facebook post sent before this latest mission, a self-described mission specialist with the group said the area was experiencing the worst weather in 40 years, but that they were going to try and dive Sunday morning. OceanGate reported the sub was overdue at 9 p.m. last night. Now the search is on to find where the sub might be and if anyone on board is alive. News Nation's Sloan Glass is in Boston tonight, where the Coast Guard is launching its search and rescue operation. Sloan, what's the latest?
Elizabeth, Sunday morning, we know that a vessel containing 5 people left to see the remains of the Titanic. An hour and 45 minutes later, that sub lost all communication. And now the Coast Guard is searching in an area of the ocean that they call remote. It's 900 miles off the coast of Cape Cod with a water depth of 13,000 feet. And time is ticking. There's approximately 70 hours of oxygen remaining on board.
An adventure on the high seas.
I just loved every minute of it.
It has exceeded anything I thought it could ever be.
Titanic is the ultimate dream.
A promotional video by OceanGate Expeditions showing the exact mission of the Titanic expedition dive experience that is now missing. It is believed 5 people were on board leaving from St. John's in Canada. The expedition goes to the site of the Titanic where ticket holders are put to work. Each person pays $250,000 for the voyage. On the 10-day mission, ticket holders go more than 2 miles below the ocean surface.
They are doing jobs that are essential to the scientific research, not just busy work.
Among those believed on board, British billionaire Hamish Harding, chairman of Action Aviation, speaking here previously to Dubai One about an adventure to space.
In space, it's completely silent.
Harding posting on Facebook 2 days ago that a weather window just opened and the team was going to attempt a dive the next day. He said there were a couple of legendary explorers on board. His company posted the next day that Harding was in fact diving.
The OceanGate tech team does an extensive safety check for the next dive.
In its advertising, OceanGate says everyone gets safety briefings, but no previous diving experience is needed. Previous ticket holders had this to say about their dives.
This is not tourism. You're contributing. It's not a ride at Disney. You know, there's a lot of real risk involved and there's a lot of challenges.
Both the Boston and Canadian Coast Guard are looking for the missing vessel with aerial help from a C-130 crew. OceanGate putting out this statement. Our entire focus is on the crew members in the submersible and their families. We are deeply thankful for the extensive assistance we have received from several government agencies and deep sea companies in our effort to reestablish contact with the submersible. OceanGate's website says these missions started this summer with 18 total planned. For this search and rescue mission, officials have to look both on the surface and below the ocean's waters. Right now, their capabilities are limited to sonar technology, which is a challenge considering the amount of debris surrounding the Titanic. Elizabeth?
All right, Sloan, thanks so much.
I don't
All of
know.
that sounded bad. All of that sounded bad. All of it. Every last bit of it. None of that sounded like, yep, let's do it. The worst weather in 40 years.
Bruh.
No, dog.
There were signs. There were
No.
signs. Like, this ain't it.
And I'm going to work. What you working on? This shit is dead. Like, what are you working on the Titanic?
Like,
Work. This ain't a ride at Disney. You damn right it ain't. Them
Yeah.
shit's in.
understand.
Disney in. The park closes. Nah.
Hey, understand the way that I saw the information, right? And somebody, like, one of the first posts I saw was this right here. Shout out to my cousin. $250,000 to die. And like, when I saw that, not even just from him, but it was other people posting that. And then I just typed in $250,000, and then the submersible came up. Somebody math ain't mathing.
Bad. What was the, like, okay, you was charging, it's 5 people, right? $250 a pop. What was this money going towards? Like, was this towards the
Continue
operation
research,
of the sub?
probably more research, probably, and you got to understand they bought a ticket. Yeah, so like, it's ticket revenue to pay for, you know what I'm saying, the whole thing. I mean, I still can't, you know what I'm saying?
Sounded like, yo, let's go look at the Titanic. I would be able to, if somebody showed me the video of them sending just the sub down there by itself, like when they was practicing,
Yeah.
I would have been like, yo, that's dope. Like, look at this. Somebody sent a sub drone down there. Look at the Titanic. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Nothing says, hey, I want in on that. Even if I had the $250 to do it.
Do you want to see what it looks like? Hold on, man. So let me cue this up real quick so we can have perspective, all right? Because we need to know, you know what I'm saying, what is it that they were using? Because we just got conversation right now, and we're trying to respectfully discuss it without being insensitive. But this is a 30-second clip. We're gonna see the inside of it. Hang on a second.
And that's it. Yeah, so we run the sub with this game controller. It's made by Logitech, but it's basically a Sony PlayStation style controller. If you want to go forward, you press forward. If you want to go back, you press back. You want to turn to the left, it's like that. You want to turn to the right, you turn to the right.
Hold on. Let's watch it again. Hold up.
It's got one button. And that's it. Yeah, so we run the sub with this game controller. It's made by Logitech, but it's basically a Sony PlayStation style controller. If you want to go forward, you press forward. If you want to go back, you press back. You want to turn to the left, it's like that. You want to turn to the right, you turn to the right.
I need one of them shirts right now. That's what I'm not gonna say that, but that's what no.
Hey,
I need one of them shirts.
I got you.
Because if you think I'm getting in a Pringle can, a double barrel Pringle,
you got me fucked up. No way. A Pringles can.
Them niggas riding a king size suite, controlled by a knockoff PlayStation 2 controller. Not even the actual PlayStation 2. You got the Logitech, but it's basically a PlayStation. So if it's basically a PlayStation 2 controller, I guess it's basically a submarine too, huh? No, all of that is not happening. What? He said if you want to turn it this way, he just...
Y'all see the
exactly.
shirt? Hey, go ahead and put your order in right now. You know what I'm saying? The shirt's $40. Inbox in case anybody ever had you fucked up. This shirt speaks for itself right here. This is what this shirt is for. Because every week, some on here is gonna make you say that to yourself.
That dude with that controller got me. He got me messed up. He got me messed up.
Now, do you see why when I said like, what was the conversation like? You know what I'm saying?
That's the end of the conversation. When you pull that out and say, "This is how we drink. This how we get into the Titanic." No, I don't care what you got that controller hooked up to, right? So if Will Smith went so far down in the ocean that his shirt changed colors, what's gonna happen to them little controller batteries? When them wires get to doing weird stuff, what's gonna happen to the controller? Controller gonna work perfect, but my shirt case stay the same color. I'm not going for none of that shit they talking.
No.
What are you telling me?
It's not even a conversation. Like, it'll be different if they say we're gonna take the submersible and we working on making our own version of a submersible that we can control from up here on a deck out in the ocean.
While I'm home on the dock. Yeah, no.
It's a robot. We fly Predators and unmanned aerial vehicles in foreign countries from the United States. They work construction equipment from desktops remotely to move dirt in whatever zip code of choice. We got trucks that are AI that can transport, you know what I'm saying, and follow the road. It's so many things. We got self-driving cars. And people have been to the Titanic already. Understand something. It took them 73 years to find it.
None of that information says, yeah, let's go ahead and do this.
Let me get
so
nobody
asked the question when he was putting the batteries in that controller. Nobody asked, hey, what happens if the current, I don't know nothing about the ocean because I don't do that. what if something takes us past the Titanic? Like, you know what I'm saying? What if we make a wrong turn? How does anybody find us with your little controller there? He was for real. He said, "This is how you turn left and move the." No.
That's why I said let's watch it twice.
No, man. Don't show me how to do a spin move. That's not how we get into the Titanic. I'm not going.
I'm not. Don't put me in no little can and hit the B button on me.
The B button.
Are you crazy?
He said it was basically a PlayStation 2 controller.
Bruh, when he hit the one button on the wall,
it only took one button. I just think going to the Titanic should be a little more complicated than that. One button, PlayStation 2 controller, 17 bolts. No, man.
The parts list, the fact that you know the parts list means it's not complicated enough.
No,
you know
man. And they had 18 dives planned for this year. You ever how your whole grand opening, grand closing? This bit that's over.
Bruh, like they gonna find them in like Greenland or Iceland. The current gonna take them somewhere.
When they find them.
When they find, you know what I'm saying? Like you just can't convince me of that. Like we still haven't fully trusted cars that can drive. Like I haven't been in a car that drives itself. You know what I'm saying?
Not doing it.
And I'm not going to go find it either. You remember how long it took them to find the debris from that last Air Malaysian flight when it crashed in the South China Sea? It was offline for a long time. You know what I'm saying? Hey, my boy Raylan said, they power up with left, right, left, B8
No, dog. He called it a PlayStation 2 controller, man.
I mean, they put you in.
Did we ask? Was any black people on that shit?
No. During Juneteenth, we not doing that.
No, dog.
We not do. Look, they want until you do right by me. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, bro, we not trying to go back in the Atlantic like that.
Or something is out there collecting transportation. Like somebody got that plane, now somebody got this submarine.
And the ship was already there. You got to think, like, the Titanic been chilling there a long time. It's the landmark that everybody knows about. And it's like, it's got a movie. The movie's good enough. And I ain't even really watched the movie because
the movie was trash, man. It was trash. It was about the lady. Like they had to pick a story. I think it would have been more interesting if y'all told us who messed up and let it crash, instead of this old lady telling us about how she let the dude drift off in the ocean because she was sitting up on the little wood block. But instead, these fools want to see now the Titanic got two stories.
Why people still trying to board it?
And they say they going to work. I need somebody to explain what were you going to do? See, somebody just wanted to go down there, grab a little piece of the Titanic and bring it back, frame it up in the picture, like got a little piece of the. And was all 5 people sitting in that Indian style like the dude was?
That's what I was about to say. So all of them probably got blood clots. You got
man. Bro. See, when he would have told me that, like, no, my knees ain't set up like that.
He was bent over, sitting Indian style. Inside.
That's when the panic set in. Now imagine you sitting over like that, and that's all you can do.
And all you got is a PlayStation controller.
That's it. Where these people using the bathroom at? It done got thick in that little bubble already. I'm telling you, everybody on that thing ain't died. I mean, ain't alive.
Yeah.
Somebody done put hands on somebody. Like, it ain't cool in there right now.
Man, Look, the nervous poots.
Imagine being the dude that said, "Nah, this is gonna be cool," and it ain't cool.
It ain't cool.
It ain't cool.
And imagine the person that said, "You sure?" and then went anyway.
Yep, they went anyway.
You know they had that last moment. This is it, but you know they don't.
When you could have got it, when you let me out though.
Yeah,
that would have been
like Trey.
Right when they
just like Trey and Boys in the Hood. Hey,
yeah, let me out though.
Let me out.
Let me out.
Let me out. No. I'm gonna wait on y'all when you get back.
I ain't built for this.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna go get y'all something to eat.
Yeah, going back to I'll be right here when y'all get back.
Straight up. You know, so nah, bro. Like, it's not enough. Man, look. Let me look at that area again. Too. Like, I need to see that space one more time because I'm pretty sure that individual is of a decent height. You know what I'm saying? And
if he ain't 5'3", that ain't cool.
Man, even that ain't even cool if you 5 anything.
It's got one button. That's it.
One button.
And that's it.
So we won the sub.
Look how he's sitting.
No, dog. He tall.
Look how he's sitting, man.
But he in there by himself. It's 4 more people.
Yeah. What you supposed to do with that?
I'm not going nowhere with nobody with shots like that either.
With this game controller.
I don't know if he even believes what he's saying, but
nah, dog.
A game controller?
And you gonna tell us it ain't like we can't see, but
I don't know if that helps you. The fact that we can see it.
No, it's made by Logitech, but it's basically a Sony PlayStation style controller.
It's basically a Sony PlayStation controller.
I don't know, man. I don't know how much more time. Like, we definitely not gonna spend a whole lot more time on this right here.
If you want to go forward, you press forward. If you want to go back, you press back.
How you press up? What's up? Which one was up? Which one was up? Oh shit!
Man, if we gonna get in something like this, where is the safety chain?
That's what I'm saying. Like, what's the evacuation plan? But you can't evacuate because of where you going. See, that's why you just can't go. You just can't go, man. You let them come back and tell you how it was.
Bruh.
You want to turn to the left? It's like that. You want to turn to the right? You turn to the right.
Oh, man.
He made that sound all so simple.
Yeah. Man. And let me move on to something else, man, because that the search continues. We hope that the people make it. We don't wish no ill on nobody, and trust we just trying to understand. In some situations, just don't.
They just don't make sense.
They don't permit understanding, and I understand adventure. I understand taking certain risks. The Navy ain't trying to see that place. The Navy got the equipment to go do it, and they're probably to sail past it. You know what I'm saying? In some kind of way, shape, or form. When I saw the Coast Guard was involved, I'm like, the Coast Guard ain't got no subs.
They don't know. They can't go find it.
They secure the maritime borders. They only have a responsibility within a certain amount of you know what I'm saying, miles, right? Nautical miles.
That costs the most subs to go find that sub. You can't call the Coast Guard.
The resources, yeah, the resources. Boy, think about when there's just a regular stranded, you know, like a person at sea. You've seen it before, like with a kayaker getting blown off current or something like that. The Coast Guard go get them. It's a big deal. You know what I'm saying? It normally makes the news. This right here, it just don't even make sense. But
I'd be in that submarine losing my mind, dog. Because I'll be mad at myself. Like, you got in this dang old thing. Nah, man.
See the shirt?
Like, that would be the part that would just drive me up a wall. Was like, fam, you got in here.
You can't even get in a good fighting position and choke nobody out in there.
No.
And it's 4 people in there?
4 people.
And he's sitting Indian style.
Indian style.
My watching him on video, my legs started going numb.
Ain't no way, man. And y'all been down there since yesterday. When did they leave? Yesterday?
I think about 2 days ago, something like that. They was down there for Juneteenth.
See, I'm not even gonna say it. You just can't let us have nothing. Just can't let us have nothing. Can't let us have nothing.
Oh man, we got to move on. Oh man. In other news, man, thoughts and prayers goes out. Yeah, like to them, and also the Screwed Up Click family. You know what I'm saying, with the loss of Big Pokey. You know what I'm saying. We was talking about how he was 45 years old.
Too young, man.
Man, look.
Too young.
I mean, and the speculation on what's going on and how it happened, I do know one thing: it's too hot to be playing around.
Yeah, it is, man.
I think heat is a significant variable that people really don't take into account without speculating lifestyle too much and none of that stuff, because things happen to people every day. It's just different when you see it, you know what I'm saying, real time.
Heat make everything a risk, man. You could just be doing normal stuff and heat makes it different.
Heat changes it. Like,
yeah, heat makes it different.
Every task you thought that you would be in and out on, I don't care if you just going to the store or whatever, you know what I'm saying? It intensifies everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like, you really just can't predict anything in general, but one of the goals is to make sure you're not putting yourself in a disadvantaged position either,
Right.
So again, shout out to Screwed Up Click. You know what I'm saying? I got some friends that's affiliated with them, and you know what I'm saying, they dealing with you know what I'm saying, a family situation, you know what I'm saying, when it come down to it. And just want to respect the privacy of the family as much as possible this time, because more information is out about that needs to be out, but it is what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? But man, the main topic tonight, it's been a while since we had like a good album to, you know what I'm saying, that get us on the phone and say, hey man, you heard this? You listen?
Yeah.
It's
been a minute. It's been a while for one of those.
It's been a hot minute. And so, like, for everybody that's joining in, we're about to have a conversation about Killer Mike's new album, Michael. And it is a very, very well-rounded, well-arranged, well-put-together album, and it's polished. Like, it's all slaps and no skips. All slaps, no skips. Everything's got just depth to it. You know what I'm saying? And I compared this album, you know what I'm saying, to I Pledge Allegiance to the Grind too. You know what I'm saying? Because he said what he was gonna do, and he been talking about, you know what I'm saying, his music is the soundtrack to your success. And he was saying that in 2008 on that album, but he was already, you know what I'm saying, known a few years even before his album in 2008. But this right here, like from the get-go, like from the song Down by Law with CeeLo on the hook to, you got some killer features.
How else do you start an album?
How else you start an album? Because CeeLo don't get his flowers enough either. You know what I'm saying? Like, the features were tastefully arranged on the album, and he wasn't carried by no features because Killer Mike don't have to be carried by nobody. You know what I'm saying?
No. You gonna know he was on there.
Yeah, but like this one right here was kind of like Dope Boy putting a suit on.
He did, man. He went somewhere on this one.
Yeah, because like I probably didn't listen to it for like the last, you know what I'm saying, 3 or 4 days, just constantly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It don't matter what song come on. You can start the album with any song that's on it.
You can start it in the middle or wrap around.
In the middle, don't feel like you got to go back to like, well, what was he talking about before this or whatever? Because it's kind of like the traditional album structure that we grew up with. You know what I'm saying? There was like maybe some skits, some inner. You know what I'm saying? Like the whole thing kind of just blended together and it just felt like one long picture, you know what I'm saying? Just being painted the entire album, not from song to song either. It's just like each song just filled in another piece. Said nobody, like my man Joffrey just said, hey, nobody missed on the features and nobody outshined Mike. Like that's
how you want to do it. If you can set it that way, that's what you're aiming for.
Yeah, and we talking about like as a consumer, because that's the thing. Like we real fans, you know what I'm saying? So we not like music heads that's you know what I'm saying in the technicals of who need to be doing this, or we're not offering suggestions on that. We just appreciating the, you know what I'm saying, the body of work for what it is and how it lines up over time. You know what I'm saying? Like it's super consistent, man. Like he didn't show us nothing that we didn't anticipate. I think that's part of it, right? Like, because a lot of people over the last few years, the artists have figured out, I just need to do an EP here. I made my album 7 or 8 songs, you know what I'm saying, or 6 songs, or like. But now he went all in. I think this album had like 14 songs on it.
Yeah, but it still wasn't long.
No, it wasn't. Then he brought out Andre 3000 and Future on the same track. Like I didn't know where he was gonna go with that situation right there. That was called what was the name of that song?
Scientists and Engineers, I believe.
Yeah, Scientists and Engineers. You know what I'm saying? And the album was less than an hour. You know what I'm saying? It's about 45 minutes.
Yeah,
and that's
smooth.
Good. That's smooth. That's a good trip. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Have the street somewhere, and then you get your cup poured into. Because like Shed Tears, just solid. I had already heard, you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying, the Motherless track, you know what I'm saying. I heard that a couple times, you know what I'm saying, because I follow his content anyway. But like,
yeah, because a few of those songs was on the EP he put out like back in October, maybe.
Yeah, and the thing is,
like 4 or 5 of them that was on there. And he was, I heard him talking about when they was making the EP, somebody just said, hey, you might as well go on and throw 8 more joints on there and do it.
Yep. And the other thing is too, they said it took like what 2 hours. I think I read somewhere
2.5 years.
Yeah, 2.5 years. So he probably had music sitting down just waiting for it, because you know these artists will never stop recording. This is what they do.
Right.
And it ain't hard for him to get the Atlanta artists that he brought onto it, because the other reality is that Killer Mike put together an album that brought like all of the Atlanta rappers that people wanted to hear from to a solid project, you know what I'm saying, that they hadn't heard in a while. Because like Andre can come on a track and just talk, and people will just be eager to hear what he got to say because they've been so starved. Right. And I saw something where he said he may be coming out with an album, and I say may because
his album on that submarine. We ain't getting that album.
You don't think we getting that album?
Nah, man. Nah. So I don't even be thinking about that. I just be, if he show up and land his spaceship every 2 years, I'll take that. I'll take that. Because he ain't sticking around for like something is gonna have to happen to make him wanna jump back in it. Hell, I heard Sleepy Brown say the other day, say y'all can stop waiting on that Outkast album.
Yeah, like, hey, Sleepy Brown, when he said it's,
yeah,
hey man, this is what it is, you know.
He's like, oh, y'all still, he kind of do, oh, y'all still waiting on that? No, no, y'all ain't getting that.
It's right there next to Detox.
Yeah, that's never gonna get that. Like some stuff you just never gonna get. So when he come back every year, 2 years, you just gotta take that and run with it.
Man,
and enjoy those verses. Hey, turn them. At some point, you'll be able to take those guest verses and make you a nice little playlist. But as for an album, yeah, you're probably not gonna get that. But Killer Mike held it down for the Fat Boys, man. He got on that thing and went crazy. Yeah, man.
Yeah,
he held it down for the Fat Boys, man. He held it down for the Fat Boys that were nice alone.
Man, it was like if anybody could have, you know what I'm saying, had that type of responsibility to put together and release something like that, that was it. Like I think Run and Motherless were the two songs I saw when it was originally released, like back in October. You know,
yeah, they was on that EP. Those two. It was those two. Talk that shit, and don't let the devil do something.
Yeah.
It was like those five, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Like, and this one right here, I like that too. Like Fabo feature stood out the most. He said he didn't know what to expect, but he delivered and transitioned flawlessly in the mother. And it did.
Fabo always do something. Like it don't matter where they kind of put him at. You don't never expect nothing from him, but he don't never let you down. The only thing, like he always kind of do something. He just show up in odd places.
Yeah, like I didn't know what I was gonna get out of that, but like the way Motherless came on after his feature, it was kind of like, well, the whole album was like ghetto gospel. That's one of the things that he talked about all the time. It was like church, you know what I'm saying? Blues. It's got, you know, organs everywhere, you know what I'm saying, throughout the music, real bluesy, you know what I'm saying, real soulful. So when you bring in like a Fabo like feature, you definitely can't predict how it's gonna go. But the transition that he talking about, you know what I'm saying, that he like there was no gap in it. The whole album was experience. It was all connected, you know what I'm saying?
It weaved in and out in between. Like Rico Wade started out talking, then he would be at the end of some tracks. Dave Chappelle was at the beginning of one of the tracks.
Run at the beginning of Run.
Yep. Beginning. But it was all it was like the albums we used to listen to back in the day where it wasn't just straight, you know what I'm saying, song after song. It was a little something in the middle. Like a couple times you had to look up and see which song you was listening to. Like, dang, that you got me listening to something else already, but it was a nice, there was a smooth 45 minutes.
Yeah. And like to everybody that's listening, like the only reason I'm not playing that on here because I don't want to get my channel locked up for licensing or something like that. Just go download the album, you know what I'm saying, and check it out. That way you can have a conversation. But like Run was definitely hard. I don't know how I felt about the Young Thug feature, but Young Thug did what you would expect from Young Thug. So, you know, it was just like, it was one of those songs where he was speaking to the people that relate to him. You know what I'm saying?
I like Young Thug, minus the Rico charges. Like he slaps. But
yeah, he got some slaps, you know what I'm saying? For sure. Like
he fit in nicely on the end of that.
Man, and like I made a post the other day. I was like, if Accountable Masculinity had an album, this would be it. You know what I'm saying?
That would be
like,
it, yeah.
Because when it got down to like Enrich, you know what I'm saying, like where, you know what I'm saying, he was talking about promoting you know, group economics, black wealth. He said something on that song. He said, y'all need to stop talking about Scarface because that's the reason why you broke.
Yeah, why you still talk? Yeah, you still watching New Jack City. That's why
You
you
still
post.
watching New Jack City, you know what I'm saying? And when you think about that, it's because, you know what I'm saying, like some of the context he had, and they said, man, look, in the 80s, he said we sold ourselves into slavery with, you know what I'm saying, with drugs. By selling drugs to our own people, sold ourselves into slavery. And that's the real hard accountability. Look, it ain't just like back in the day, we had to have a conversation about where it came from and things of that nature. And even though we knew it wasn't the right thing to do, it was just part of, you know what I'm saying, the struggle, you know what I'm saying, the change of everything, you know what I'm saying. And it was just violent during that time. But eventually, you'll get a lot of people that gonna become geekers. You know what I'm saying? Some gonna get locked up and some gonna get killed, and then you still left to deal with the pieces. So that song was dope. Talking that shit though, that's the first song you sent me when you was like when the EP dropped, and you had sent me that, and you was like, that's exactly what you've been saying. You know what I'm saying, for years, and
That's
it's
different.
Yeah, like you know, like, don't talk to me about no woke ass shit. Just like, what are you doing other than just discussing things you can't control or influence? That's the whole message about it. You know what I'm saying? You supposed to been doing some work versus just reading, and now all of a sudden you in the know. And then, you know, like I treat it like I don't need to watch Roots. I don't need to watch, you know, people that ain't never had to watch any of the movies, the slavery movies from the past to figure out where they are. I don't need to see that. Somebody else does that is just trying to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? So don't come to me on no woke ass shit. It ain't no disrespect. It's just that I'm in a different conversation. You know what I'm saying? I was talking about that 10, 12, 15, 16, 20 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Welcome to, you know what I'm saying, like 20 years ago, if that's what you want to bring up. So,
like, at some point you got to go from woke to walk.
Come on, man. You know, like, I get it. I think that everybody has to have a start point, and no different than if you want to go back to school today, you have to get some of your knives sharpened to, you know what I'm saying, be able to catch up to speed. You got the capacity to learn, but you got to get your feet under you and understand the terrain, right?
Right.
He been in that terrain. If you just now get into a place where you can think you can challenge certain people, you got a real ego issue. You trying to challenge people that's doing the work. You need to go try to recruit other people to help you with your understanding. You know what I'm saying? So I like that. Track 6, Slumber with Jagged Edge.
That might be my favorite song.
I think it's everybody's favorite song right now. You know what I'm saying? For sure.
You can't
have a different favorite song on this album every day.
When you throw Jagged Edge at the end. That's going to work every time.
Man, look, the last time I heard Jagged Edge on a feature used the right way. No Dope on Sundays, Sci-Hi to Prince. Big tracks with and Jagged Edge just adds the colors to the picture that's being painted. You know what I'm saying? And
you can put them anywhere, like anywhere. It's gonna work.
Yeah, all slaps, no skips. We talked about the scientists and engineers, right? And then 2 days. I think it's kind of underrated because it's like a short song. It's like I think it's it might be. I know it's less than 3 minutes. It might be right about 2 minutes long.
Yeah,
but it's bluesy, it's sample heavy, and it's one of them tracks where you get to listen to Killer like really ride the beat and then say what he got to say, highlight something, you know what I'm saying, that makes sense, and he don't let you forget the message where he started, you know what I'm saying, but he ain't found no corny way to deliver the message either. Man, the seeing something in me that I don't necessarily see in myself from a woman, Slumber is already a classic. Absolutely. Slumber's like, if nothing else come off that album, that's one of them.
I knew it when I seen the name of it. When I seen the name of it,
look,
featuring Jagged Edge, I said, this gonna be the one.
Yeah. Because like everybody don't get to feature Jagged Edge. Like they kind of like you don't go get them unless your album
unless you ready.
Unless you ready.
You don't call them. You don't go waking them food. Don't wake them up.
Mm-hmm. Because they like the best ad-libbing, group that you can kind of like. They don't take away from the song. They're not doing too much.
Oh man, it's like they put a nice little. It's like when you get that new pillow top mattress. That new pillow top, it just fit right perfect on whatever you was doing.
Yeah, man. That is definitely one of the better tracks on there, and of course, I love the feature on Spaceship Views where you got Currency and 2 Chainz on there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that's cool.
Currency's always a win. 2 Chainz verse could have been a little better. I don't know. He might have sounded like he turned his in late.
Yeah. Oh, and the song with Killer Mike and Fabo was Something for the Junkies.
Yeah. So
I hadn't heard nobody like create a song about, like, we've heard plenty of junkie songs, you know what I'm saying? Dope man perspective songs. But with him talking that verse where he's talking about his mama was a junkie, not his mom, but his aunt.
His aunt, right.
Aunt was a junkie, you know what I'm saying? Talking about when she used to be fine to where she is now in her 60s. And
they talk about,
And he said, he said his aunt love him and know it's real because you treat me like a human being.
You still treat me like a human being, yeah. Because you know how people treat junkies. You know how people treat junkies in your own family.
Yeah.
But he still go over there and sit on her porch. And you know what I'm saying? Hey, you chop it up with him. When you can look at your junkie auntie and say, hey, you still going a little hard on the dope this week, you need to slow down.
Yeah, you need to slow down. Like, the album got empathy all across it. You know what I'm saying? It ain't heartless nowhere. And as we get older, we kind of growing. The artists that we pay attention to are growing older with us, so it's still relatable music. You know what I'm saying? And it's all from experience, and that's what at this stage people respect, because it's like you can't be 50, almost 50 years old, rapping like Meek Mill in the Trap.
I don't want to hear that.
I don't want to hear that. So, we talked about Motherless, and we mentioned, Don't Let the Devil. That was okay too with LP, because, and we talked about this. The thing that I think I saw somebody said, man, like, Killer Mike been away for a while. Killer Mike been doing Run the Jewels.
See, people don't really listen to the Run the Jewels because it's a different type of. It's not the same as what you get right here. So you know what I'm saying? It's a little more like them albums kind of sound like you if you did an album with like Rick Rubin or something.
Yeah,
like it got that kind of feel to it. And me personally, I don't really care for that white dude rapping.
Yeah, LP. Yeah, I understand.
He don't really do it for me.
Yeah, but I respect the blend because it shows the versatility. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, You know what I'm saying? Everybody ain't, everybody's cup of tea. You know what I'm saying? In general, so that was cool. Out of respect for the album itself, LP didn't hurt the album. Let me say it like that.
No, like he fit what they doing, but
like if he wasn't on it, you wouldn't be mad. You know what I'm saying, or whatever. So,
I ain't mad that he did. I wouldn't be mad if he wasn't.
Right. But I tell you, man, the last track, High and Holy.
Yeah. Ty Dolla $ign, man.
My man
he on there 2 times.
Yeah.
When he another one. Just sprinkle a little Ty Dolla $ign in, man. You ain't gonna lose it.
I like Ty Dolla $ign's features and his production. but I don't need to listen to a whole album. You know what I'm saying?
Now, I like when he do like more R&B stuff.
Yeah.
Like he can do so. You know how when you can do a lot of stuff, you do a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So he can do 5 or 6 different things. But when he lock into the R&B part, he cold.
He cold.
He can do anything else he want to do either. But him on that, he got him on that twice. Here, another one don't miss. You sprinkle him in, take his song to a different level. Blast on that album too. I really like him.
Yeah. I skipped past that. I knew it was some. Yeah, that was on Exit 9. Like I hadn't studied that one like that, but I done listened to High and Holy so many times, man. My man, you know what I'm saying? Like when he said my life is a testimony, that's why I stay high and holy.
Yeah.
You know, he was talking about how there's a part in the song where he said he tightened up and he rightened up with the elders, and you know what I'm saying, and was able to elevate himself from that because he knew he had to be respectful to the people that was gonna put him on. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Shed Tears and High and Holy are immaculate. Yes, they are.
Yeah, man. Like them, it's a masterpiece, man. It's gonna be one of them ones. We're gonna come back in 10 and be like,
yep. I told you
it's gonna be up, man. It's like one of them Scarface albums, man. It's just
it's like
keep coming back to it.
Yep, it's like I think it's right on par with what Jay-Z's 444 album represented for his you know what I'm saying, catalog. You know what I'm saying, that one album that when you got one to point to and you can walk them backwards with everything and you can just show the growth. He got that kind of catalog, you know what I'm saying, always has. And he got good range, but he stayed where he ain't gonna never be in a situation where somebody out rapped him.
You can't, you really can't.
He one of them artists that's in like in my collection of artists, like when I say top 5, it's because they can't out rap each other. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it changes from day to day. Like he's in there, Black Thought, Saha the Prince, and I'm just going off the top of my head right off. And of course, like you got your guys like Locksmith, and then you know what I'm saying, you could throw in it's if I had to say somebody that like it's gonna sound kind of unique, but like for far as acquired taste, Ludacris, because his last album, Ludiversal, was a good album.
Yeah,
but you're not gonna out rap him. I don't care if you don't like
hard
him.
To do. Yeah, some dudes just gonna give you a long day. It's gonna be a long day when
you're not gonna out rap him, and that's and like you want to get into like breaking it down by, you know what I'm saying, hip hop or however you want to put it. You ain't gonna out rap none of the guys that I just named. Like neither one of them gonna outshine the other one. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna boil down to preference. You know what I'm saying at that point. So, because rap itself is about expression. So like how somebody expresses their point can be the same point as somebody else making, but it's about the delivery and how it's received. You know,
that's what it really is. Because most of them saying the same stuff.
Yeah, it's just about how they shape it. You know, and some people got a different gift about that because they got a different responsibility. You know what I'm saying? And you can hear the difference when artists got a different obligation away from, you know what I'm saying, the music itself. No ID produced both albums too. He needed his flowers for being a visionary for 2 classic albums. Straight up.
I know he did the Killer Mike. What's the other one he did?
I think he's talking about Joff, who you talking about on the second album?
Yeah, 2 classic albums.
Yeah, 2 classic albums. I don't know if he's just talking about the tracks or is he talking about the album itself. Unless I wonder if did he do Pleasure Leads to the Grind too? Did he produce that? I don't think he did. Let me see here. I'm looking it up right now. Executive producer or producer? Yeah.
Now you about to just start running off stupid albums now.
Yeah, in a minute. Now, No ID was on the yeah. So okay, he definitely that explains it.
He was on the pledge leading to the grind too.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So this is part 3.
Basically,
it's part 3.
Yeah. It's. I mean, like, what else you gonna say? It's like,
nah, man. No, it's another one. No ID, you don't miss.
No, you don't. Because I even went back and I'm looking at part 1, trying to see who the producers was on this right here. Smith and Cash. Boom, boom. Yeah, Smith and Cash for Heat Wave Productions. Okay. Yeah, man, it's like you don't have nothing. You don't miss. You just don't.
No, at all. At all. No ID for the win. Jesus.
Bruh, like when I was listening to Slumber, and he was talking about in that third verse how he had got the chick pregnant, and then the mama of the daughter wasn't gonna let her keep it, but was asking him for the $400 anyway. And he said he should have kept it to himself because he had already told his partners that, you know what I'm saying, he had a baby on the way, and then you know what I'm saying?
Like you see, and that just lets you know that back then he was 15, 16, man. You not in control of that. Right? Even though that's your baby at 15, 16, you technically didn't have no right. Mama was finna go get rid of this baby anyway.
Then
what girl ended up pregnant again, but
bruh, like on Motherless, when he was talking about his relationship between his mama and his grandmama, and how his mama was telling him that my grandmama really wants you in a toxic kind of way, you know, like almost
really,
like
you belong to me, right?
That type of situation. Yeah. And you don't hear a lot of men that's raised by single mothers and the story that goes with it, you know what I'm saying? Because he's able to articulate that without compromising himself. Because the story, because like the conversation, the discovery in that conversation that goes around how he was raised is a reflection of a lot of people, man. You know what I'm saying? Especially, you know, that was born in the crack era, you know, or survived it in some way, shape, or form. You know,
it was different times, man.
Yeah, it's just and times are going by so quickly that we watching him. You know what I'm saying? And us, we're maturing like right alongside the same artists that we could relate to and still relate to. You know what I'm saying? Because people remember when stuff was good, but the things that was good it wasn't built on anything that was solid.
Right.
And then now when you come back and you double back, you can hear the investment into his own craft. You can hear the investment into the relationships. You know what I'm saying? Everything that makes the album worth listening to. Man, you look at the track listed. You can just see it from top to bottom. It's like all slaps, no skips.
Yeah. 2.5 years, man. Yeah. That's how you do it, man. Like these dudes putting out stuff every 6 months.
Yeah, and that's what I was about to say. Yeah, we talked about this album having a good blend and everything being intertwined. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these albums just have a bunch of singles on them.
That's it.
And I believe in album arrangement. Kind of like Big Crit still arranges his albums.
He'll put them together like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's supposed to kind of tell a story, man. Like
it should.
Type of concept, not just 10. He go 10.
He go a bunch of bops.
Yeah, he goes 10 bops.
Yeah.
Yeah. See 6 months.
See how catch me on tour.
You can't tell one bop from another one, man.
No, because when they bops, they all sound the same.
They all, yeah.
So But man, on a scale of 5 stars, you know what I'm saying, it's definitely a 5 out of 5 for me.
For me, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what could be coming up next this year, but right now it's album of the year.
Yep.
And I feel safe in saying that in 6 months, you know what I'm saying, I hadn't heard anything else that made me say, you know what?
Got my vote.
Yeah, like and if there's another that come out after this, I don't know who gonna make it. Who else is coming out this year?
Y'all have to be somebody we ain't thinking about, and they gonna have to make it.
Yeah. Matter of fact, if anything, somebody already had to drop, you know, like an EP or something to try to give us like a heads up or something.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe they somewhat cooking it up right now, but as of right now, June, what's the date? Of 21st? That is album of the year.
Yeah, and I feel safe in saying that, man. Man, hard to believe, but we already been on here an hour 45 minutes. Ava must be asleep.
She ran off somewhere, man. She just ate a pizza. She ain't sleep though.
Yeah.
She ain't sleep.
Mm-hmm. Man, I don't know. I don't know what else we can cover today, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, what did we miss anything in the last week? I know we talked about beat the sub to death. Jeez.
Yeah, no, I don't want to talk about that.
I don't want to talk about that no more.
Find that sub.
Find the sub. Straight up. Find the sub.
Find that sub.
Whether the people are live on there or not.
Yeah, you got to find that sub.
You got to find the sub. You got to find the sub.
Find the sub.
Drink water. It's hot. Triple digits is not playing.
Yeah, man.
Take care of yourself. And you know what I'm saying? Look out for other people too. Make them slow down. Man, water is so important.
Drink some water, man.
Not sodas, not Gatorade.
Drink some water.
Man, look, I try not to be as institutionalized as the military, you know what I'm saying, was. But I hate the fact that I don't hate it. I'm grateful that I'm always thinking, did I grab my water before I leave the house?
Yeah, you just gotta randomly yell out, drink water.
I look for my water before I look for my wallet.
Yeah, because you're gonna need it. Like, that's how hot it is. You get caught out there without some water, and it's a dire situation.
It ain't healthy. I tell you that. It's extremely hot for what the time of year is. You know what I'm saying? Like, you people can talk about climate change, global warming, or whatever. I don't know, man. It's weird. And like,
so hot today, man. I stopped by my little gas station. I just got the water. I ain't even get the chips. Just got the water.
Hey, man, you got to invest in one of these.
What is that?
Man, look, I keep.
And they got a submarine for his water.
Chris trying to FaceTime me on the show. Hang on a second. So, hang on a second. Let's see what he had. Yeah, man, like, I put a gallon of water in this thing, ice, and it stayed cold all day.
And it's good for the day.
Mm-hmm. It's necessary, man. It's really that hot though. Cause like, not even if you just cool on the inside, man, you gotta hydrate your body so you don't have no issues, you know what I'm saying? But man, I ain't gonna hold you up too late. Hey, I think we all agree. You know what I'm saying? Killer Mike's album, Michael, album of the year so far. All slaps, no skips.
No skips, man.
Go get the album, download it or whatever you're gonna do.
Fat Boy Elegance, man. He did it again.
Man, like a black elephant.
Come on, man.
So, hey man, it's been a a special episode of Code Talk. We just highlight stuff that we want to talk about, current events, and then hey, whatever comes up, comes up. Tune in next week. Never know what you might hear.
All right, good people.
Bet.